So when the headwater or the in the upstream, there is a when there is a open space or corn plantation or mining activities that just worsen the situation, worsen the disaster. And I would say apart from deforestation, the lack of law enforcement on flood-prone encroachment also one of the key factors that worsen the situation. We have to accept that when we look back on the older photos of the Masai River or the Bangkok River in Masai and in Chiang Rai town, we can see that the old river course was larger than this. But after years, after decades, when there was no big flood, people tend to encroach to the old river course, and the law enforcement was not there. So smaller village become bigger village, become a town, become a city. So when the flood happened like this, it become disaster. So people have to lose their uh, housing, their belongings, and many cases that I went to help, they just lost everything, or the house like flood just swept away. So I would say that there are multiple factors, but one important thing is that we have to recognize the old river course. We have to recognize the flood prone area and how to cope with changing more extreme climate weather.
So when you say encroachment, you're talking about building structures right over the river or into the river? And how does encroachment cause flooding exactly?
Yeah, exactly. I would say that lots of, according to in information from one historian in Chiang Rai that I discussed with him, trying to understand what's the real cause of this flood in Chiang Rai city, in the Chiang Rai town, and he showed the old imagery of the ancient Chiang Rai, like about 50, 80 years ago, and I just understand that even my foundation, my mom's foundation office in Pa Nghiu village of just outskirts of Chiang Rai town. It happened to be in Hong Li, which means the old river course. So our office is right there on the old river, and we didn't know that, but now we know already. So how the municipality, how the government will support, will subsidize the can be some of them can be relocation, some of them can be the adaptation of the housing structure, how to move further from the river course, or how to up the the structure of the housing to be able to deal with this current and changing climate.
Is it then that when you build a structure right on a river bank, does that weaken the bank? Does it block drainage?
Yes, exactly. And one of the uh, largest real estate project on the bank of the Bangkok River, it's just opposite to Chiang Rai town, Ban Thanarak. All the 300 houses and most of the villas there, the residents there are even judge or doctors. They're like well better off kind of housing over there. The whole village swept away, and so we have to understand that this happened and it will happen again, and it happened in the past. But it didn't happen for 80 years. So it's a I think it's more about the question, how to question this, how to find evidence, how to sit together every stakeholders, and how to find a way out in a constructive manner and in adaptive manner. And we also have to think about nature-based solution. Some of the uh, topics that we discuss is a Spong City, or
Mm.
using more area to receive water, and you know, not to fight the nature, but how to understand it and how to live with it in constructive, in adaptive manners.
So, sponge city is the concept that a city can have areas either outside the city or within the city that absorb water,
Exactly.
including permeable asphalt. Is that right? Is that a
Yeah, as well
possibility
as
here in
yeah,
Thailand?
as well as increasing wetlands area and the area where it can receive flood in the future. You know, in many parts of Chiang Rai, for example, like the Chiang Rai airport itself, the Mae Fah Luang airport, is built on the old wetlands. So that's how when even the airport itself, but surrounding areas, surrounding villages and communities already flood and receive large volume of flood water. So I think we have to understand that, and it's not to blame anyone, but it's about how to understand the nature, how to understand the changing weather and climate, and how to collectively solve this problem together. And I think the government and the government agencies might have to change its mind about thinking about how to use engineer to fight with the nature to adapt ourselves to the nature. In many cases, like Sukhothai or Nakhon Sawan or a central part of central Thailand's
Thailand.
cities, they have the flood wall to distinct the river and the city or the community. But I think that can, in many cases around the world, it shows that the flood wall can be very dangerous once it breaks, and the impacts will be even more severe. So I think for the cities or town in northern region, I would recommend nature-based solution, and like uh, flood uh, the 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 flood uh, the flood wall won't work right here. But I think how about the diversion, the smaller diversion using the bypass highway, or moving some of the very dangerous areas, communities to other places. But this should not be forced relocation, but it should be constructive way, how to include everybody's concern, how to compensate uh, adequately. So it's all about the whole set of questions, whole set of topics to be discussed. And I think we should discuss this right now, not waiting until the next rainy season to come.